These guys are Censor, and you are listening to T-Mobile.
Hello, we're Censor and you're watching T-Mobilemusic.pl.
Hooray!
Still here, still alive, still got it, still got the old magic. No,
Still feel young. We should feel old at this point, but I don't think we do. We feel fresh, vibrant. Sexy.
Yeah. Well, we were quite young when we released the first record,
We were
so
very young.
we're still pretty young now, really.
yeah.
Space natives deviating to the makeshift. A loop paradox comes, the sequence now goes apeshit. Time extends in the final throes of disbelief, and support systems fail, but the cloud of blackout is released.
Well, the thing about that whole what you call the new metal revolution is it was like you say inspired by things that we did, but I always found that there was not very much content. They took the form, but not really the ideas behind it. So you had a lot of empty kind of music, and our music is more about ideas, musical ideas, and in the lyrics, you know, there's always been more of a focus on new ideas in the music every time we make a record. It's not
going over the same old stuff.
Yeah, it's not like ghosts of previous albums. Each one's different, so there's no question of aging really when you're constantly creating new music. If you feel happy doing it and you feel like it's creative, then it's working.
A crude imitation of a life will come on. Crude imitation of a life will come on. Reach your hand for that money, but the money is gone. A crude imitation of a life will come on.
Yeah, we're recording right now. We're going to be playing new songs tonight.
We're kind of halfway through recording the album at the moment, and it seems like everyone sort of comes forward with ideas, and we all sort of play different instruments, and we've all got our own recording set up. So people are able to make demos and these ideas and play them to each other, and you know, certain ones get taken by people and their bits get added, and they're kind of written sort of, you know, everyone adds their parts to it, and songs take shape over a sort of, you know, period of time, and we record it all ourselves pretty much. So yeah, it's quite a long process because we all do other stuff as well. You know, we all have sort of, we don't just do Censor. I mean, Haytham lives in Paris, and you know, Nick does teaching, and you know, we all do sort of like different things. I play in a couple of other bands. So it's not like a full-time thing for us anymore like it was 20 years ago, because we've all got, you know, families and lives and stuff outside of the band. So it does take a little bit longer now.
I don't know, I think it always took ages anyway.
It always took about
It always takes a long
years.
time, because like I say, there's a lot of ideas on a record, you know. So it takes a long, it just naturally takes a long time to get together that many ideas, whether it's in terms of music or lyrics. So
and you need time, and you need a break from after recording the last album to refresh and recharge your batteries and be ready to make another album. Otherwise, they probably would all just sound the same. So if you give yourself enough time and it's all fresh again, then you come up with fresh ideas. I think that's what we do.
it'll be a
Culmination of quite a few years.
a long period of work, you know, and ideas that we've never had on record before.
There is a little bit of dubstep on it, actually.
Very little, though. Very little. It's there. Those sort of influences are there, but it's our music. It's not something where if dubstep is the new thing that's happening, or you know, whatever it happens to be this year, like garage or bashment, or you know, that's not like what the next record is going to sound like. It's our band.
Just little elements find its way in from all sorts of places. TV theme tunes and
Yeah.
dubstep and whatever, anything we like really. We just still
Yeah.
help ourselves.
We've been working with a guy based in Berlin who he does a lot of dubstep production, but that's not necessarily the reason why we're working with him. He also does like electro and sort of drum and bass and various different things. So that element's in there as well.
Mobilize and motivate. Your body is the brain, the tips, the scales, the pace, accumulated weight. Your mind is the gate. Brutal regimes we will not tolerate. Best in the given life, stay independent. Little by little the flows gain momentum. Picture the place of potential awaits. Free from the shackles of nation states. Free from the hate. Free from the hood and its beauty for blood. Because what we need is resistance, resistance, resistance. What we need is resistance, resistance now.
No.
Not on this album.
Not really.
No.
Rock's not really dead at all in any sense. Like the most interesting music happening at the moment, I think, is like in guitar music. Really, all the more interesting bands at the moment are in that sort of realm of guitar bands. To be honest with you, and apart from that, I would say in sort of different music from around the world. But I mean, in terms of innovative music at the moment, it's all coming from guitars. You can look at any of the bands that play at Roadburn Festival, for example. You know, those heavier bands, things like Battles or things like I don't know. In the last 10 years, there's been 1,000 of these bands, like High on Fire and Ohm and Sun and let's see. There are thousands and thousands of bands. Yeah, that are an ocean away from all this really obvious, hideous mainstream nonsense. All the really original stuff is happening around guitars, I think.
مقاومة ضد الحرب ودم الذي سال على الأرض والاحتلال في البلدان والأمن لكل إنسان والإنسانية ضمن الأديان. On se mobilisait, on pousse, on résiste. Toutes les agressions, les régions fascistiques. Contre les pouvoirs qui veulent contrôler notre destinée. Cause this is Operation Sign Home in your own home. Strong resurrection to the method to know. Censorship by omission. Punishing by celebrity to bring the rhythm to fruition.
We've had a few tunes used in movies, but back in the 90s. I mean, I think if anyone came to us and said, we'd love to use your music in a film, I think we'd probably be quite interested, depending, obviously, on what kind of film it was.
Yeah, it depends on the movie. And, it would be interesting to do something specifically for a film.
That would be great.
But
Something atmospheric.
it's fairly unusual that bands get asked to soundtrack films, but I'd love to do it.
I really love things like the Dirty Harry soundtrack and stuff by Lalo Schifrin and some of the sort of 70s sort of funk stuff. Obviously
John
you've got
Barry, Jerry
No.
Goldsmith, all the 60s soundtracks, incredible stuff. Bernard Herrmann, who did the stuff for Alfred Hitchcock, that's really important sort of music, really innovative use of sound in movies. And there's stuff always going on in soundtracks.
My favourite film soundtrack is Jesus Christ Superstar. There's some classic breaks in there. In fact, there's a break on this new album from Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
No, you just lied.
You got that right. You made a mistake there.
You're totally mistaken.
I've yet to play them that song yet.
That's right. That's the song that we haven't
The
done
song
yet.
that's not actually on the album yet.
You remember now.